Hi, this is Brent with Trade Therapy. Welcome back to the Trading Couch. We are talking about UnitedHealth Group. Was our Clarity Spotlight last week. A really interesting time in the healthcare sector, and really an interesting time to be looking at what we're calling the insurer pivot inside the healthcare space test. Obviously, the UnitedHealth Group absorbed some headline shock in April. It very quickly spilled over into the entire managed care sector and drove a broad risk off day in the healthcare sector. Since then, prices really kind of worked its way back up into a volume shelf right here. This is where institutions will typically manage their inventories, not react to headlines. So let's take a look and let's start with a weekly chart. The weekly tape shows two real valid paths moving forward here. We do see this really sharp drop off, which is not uncommon. We've seen this behavior before from UNH back in the great financial crisis after a long period of profit taking here on very low volume. You see the big drop, very sudden drop down in an accumulation structure form almost immediately. And then you see this long impulsive structure that forms. And now we see profit taking again, beginning with, again, a very sharp decline back down to the reaccumulation level from the previous cycle here. So all really textbook institutional behavior, taking advantage of the inventory. So we're going to be watching for two different outcomes here. We do believe there's going to be an accumulation structure built here. I'm not sure if it's going to form a traditional Wyckoff accumulation or institutional buying cycle, a pattern here where we would see a Wyckoff spring undercut some of these lows and get down into the inefficiency right here. That is one path. Another path would be for UNH to climb up what we call climb the EMA ladder. And if we look at a daily chart, you can see all the exponential moving averages are all spread out here. And so the paths moving forward, there is going to be some accumulation here. We've got a highlighted area right here underneath and really getting down to the bottom of the volume profile. In the event that we do see spring develop here or a rush down for this liquidity pocket underneath the volume profile, it does make sense because we do see profit taking right here at resistance. That does indicate that they're raising capital here for a potential down move. So we'll be keeping an eye out for that. If it decides to go the climbing the ladder route, we'll have to watch it as it begins to retake these exponential moving averages. It will be in some sort of a flipping resistance to support type of a format that we would see playing out similar to this path line right here. Two different paths in UnitedHealth Group. One would be a defensive path right here at the volume profile. We would expect to see very small candles here on high volume, indicating institutional accumulation that would then provide the support to push off of and start retaking some of these now flattening exponential moving averages. If it goes the other route and we see volume coming in, we see some sort of a up, down, and then a final lower low develop. We'll be keeping an eye at this level right here underneath our green area right here and down below, well below the volume shelf and into the inefficiencies from the previous cycle. Not the first time we've seen something like this develop in UNH, a pretty textbook type behavior. We do expect there to be some sort of a formation like this develop right around this blue 200-week exponential moving average, and then a new impulsive structure begin to take form. If you're interested in learning about institutional behavior, if you like the details on the trade, you want to see the trades that we're considering, including our stops and entries, sign up for Clarity. We'll see a coupon up here shortly. That's all the time we've got for United Healthcare this week. We'll see you next week.